Hey guys, I wanted to tell you for a few minutes about the story that we're going to be reading this week, Farfalina and Marcel. It is by Holly Keller, and I actually put one of these books, a link to read it and listen to it and see all the pictures in your homework packet for tomorrow. There's a link there to YouTube Read Aloud. Parents, if that Read Aloud doesn't work good for you, you can always just go to the search bar in YouTube. You can type in Farfalina and Marcel by Holly Keller, Read Aloud for Kids, and it'll give you several options that your children can listen to, look at, read for the week. This is such a cool story, guys. You're going to love this story. It's, of course, about animals, and I don't want to give it away because I want you to be excited when you hear it, see it, listen to it for the first time. But something changes in the story that is unexpected. So you be listening for that. I want you to be thinking about what that might be. Think about who our characters are, what the setting of our story is, okay, and all of those cool things. I want to share with you the vocabulary that we're going to be working on this week from our story. I actually made you a little vocabulary page. You have all of the words on there. You can look at them, read them, use them to help you on your vocabulary sheets this week. But I wanted to go over them with you like we do every week, just so that you would have an idea. You might even, while you're listening to the story, raise your W when you hear a wow word like we do in class, okay? So here are the words that we're working on this week. The first one is splatter. Splatter. Splatter means to splat. And you can see that little girl, she is stomping in the rain puddles with her rain boots on. Splatter. The next one is reflection. Reflection is when an image bounces off an object or a surface. And you can see in the picture that the dog can see his reflection in the ocean. Reflection. The next one is sleek. Sleek. Something that is smooth or shiny is sleek. This looks like Cinderella's slipper to me. Anybody else think that? Think it looks like Cinderella's slipper? Sleek. Okay, the next one is vanish. Vanish means to disappear. And this is kind of a funny picture because it has like shoes and it has like smoke coming out of the shoes. But I think what they were going for was that someone vanished out of their shoes. And all that was left there was the smoke left behind. To vanish means to disappear. Our next one is flutter. Flutter is to fly with quick, light movements. To flutter. You see a bird here, and if you ever watch a bird in your backyard or maybe out in your driveway, boy, do they flutter those wings so super fast. It's even hard to see them. They're moving so fast. Okay, so those are our 5 vocabulary words for the week. Vanish, flutter, reflection, sleek, and splatter. And as I said earlier, you have those words already on your sheet, and you can go over those with your family. You can also use these for your 2 vocabulary sheets this week, okay? The vocabulary sheets we're doing are the ones that we usually do in our room. You're going to match the picture with the word. Remember to cross it out so you don't use it twice. Then you're going to put the word in the sentence correctly so that it makes sense, okay? And don't forget, I gave you that vocabulary helper page, this one right here, to help you with, okay? So you've got all the words that you need, what they mean, got a picture of them to kind of help you out, okay? So that's our vocabulary that goes with our reading this week. Also in your reading, you're going to be working on some comprehension and other reading activities. One that we're going to be doing is about dialogue. I gave you a little poster this week so that you would know what dialogue is. Okay? Dialogue is what a character says. Okay? Sometimes we have these little speech bubbles, or talking boxes as we like to call them, and we talk about how dialogue is said in the little speech bubble or the talking box. Okay? It says on your paper, a better explanation would be that what the character says is to let us know that someone is talking. The author will use quotation marks or a speech bubble. We've talked a lot about quotation marks, like 2 commas right beside each other. We do this a lot for our quotation marks. Okay, that would let you know that someone is actually saying those words. Or the talking bubble, talking box, would also let you know. So here's what you're going to do to practice that this week. It says on the top of your paper, all right, using dialogue to describe. Read the dialogue between Marcel and Farfalina. What do you learn about Farfalina? So here's the dialogue. You can see the little quotation marks, the talking marks. And here's what it says. It says, "I'll wait for you," Marcel called. All right, so down here in this box, you're going to write about what "I'll wait for you" would really mean. Okay, you're also going to use this box here to draw a picture of Farfalina and Marcel, and maybe what "I'll wait for you" might mean to you. Okay, so you're practicing your dialogue. What would that mean? Drawing a picture and writing your sentences. I want you to at least write 3 sentences down here on the bottom. 3 sentences. Okay? All right. Also in your reading work this week, you're going to be working on some reading comprehension. Okay? You have a story to read here. Very quiet, quick little story. And then you're going to pick out an action and say how it describes Shayna. Okay, so that's what you're going to do on these little lines here. You can just write 1 sentence. You're going to pick out an action and write how it describes her. You should get that answer from the story about what to do there. Then in the box, it says to draw a picture of Shayna and her dad with speech bubbles. So you can draw Shayna and her dad talking, and then you can write what they're saying in the speech bubbles in the box. Okay? At the very bottom by the crayon, you have another direction. It says, circle the word some. Read it 3 times. Okay? And each time you read it, you can color in a smiley face. Okay? All right. So I think we have covered all of your reading activities for the week. You're going to the doctor, which I explained in the phonics video, is actually on the reading because it has some writing involved and some reading involved and some phonics involved. So I put it in a reading box, but we already talked about that one in the other video. That's where you're going to read the story about going to the doctor. You're going to write the AU and AW words on there, and then you're going to color a little picture about what the word is. Okay, so those are your activities this week for reading. I know you're going to enjoy the story. We're going to be doing some more activities with the story in writing and in science, so stay tuned.